Hey, it's Mike Brennan, and we're back with another MI Tech TV segment. And we're recording this just so y'all know. Sorry, I have worked in the South, so that y'all comes out. September 16th is the date. And we have Michelle Gillette from the Washtenaw Community College Entrepreneurship Program. Yours is a little bit different from some of the others, so why don't we start off with what you do and how it's different?
Thanks. Thanks so much, Mike. Um, I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship Center at Washtenaw Community College, and the Entrepreneurship Center is part of the college. We work with our demographics are we work with sort of 50% community members and 50% students. And like any community college, our students are mainly non-traditional students, right? We have again, we're split between 50% Black, 50% white. Last year, there were slightly more women than men that came through our services. And we have a number of programs that help people, help entrepreneurs wherever they are in their journey. We work with the resources and the faculty of the college, but we also work with a ton of people in the community.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about one of those programs that you're here to talk about today, the Startup Incubator. That's something near and dear to my heart. I think Mike's too. We've both been involved in plenty of startups. In fact, you're talking to one of Mike's startups right now
Oh,
that's managed to
fantastic.
survive for 20 years. So tell us a little bit about the Startup Incubator.
Well, the Startup Incubator is something that we started about a little bit over a year ago, about a year and a half ago. And it was really directly to help people on their entrepreneurial journey. So if you are an entrepreneur and you really have one idea that you really want to work with, and it's really solving a problem that you know and you can identify with, you can apply to be in our incubator. And we have a number of cohorts that start throughout the year, almost every quarter, but 3 times per year. And that incubator program takes you through the entrepreneurial journey.
Hmm.
And so in this particular next one coming up in October, which starts in October, the deadline
Yeah,
to apply is September 27th, right?
that's exactly right.
And how do they do that?
Well, they can attend one of our information sessions, and the information sessions are on our website. Or they could contact the center and ask to speak to someone about the incubator. What we really want is people that are really committed to being with us along the journey. And so after they attend one of those information sessions, we talk with people on what their idea is, what problem they're trying to solve, and then they're accepted into our program.
And this program's available to anyone, right? You don't need to be a WCC student.
It's available to anyone, no matter where you are in your journey. That's exactly right.
Is there a fee associated with it then, or how does that work?
Nope, there are no fees associated with it. The program is about 18 months, 2 years, but of course, once you're part of our community, you're always part of our community. The program really starts just as you would with writing your business plan, really scoping out what you want to do, really focusing in on customer discovery, who your customers would be, segmenting those customers. But it not only goes into sort of the entrepreneurial training or the entrepreneurial program you need to go through, it also goes through soft skills as well. So we all know that, and you guys are both seasoned entrepreneurs, we all know that entrepreneurs, there's certain statistics about successful entrepreneurs. One is that they're either from a family of entrepreneurs or that they have other entrepreneurs around them. They're for a community. And so that's what we try to do, is build an ecosystem of support around people. So not only do we have sort of those business skills that I talked about, or learning all those entrepreneurial things you need to do to have a successful business, but we also include a lot of soft skills like goals groups, where people meet and join into other entrepreneurs that are on the same journey that they're in. and they meet at least once a month. And we also have book clubs where we read books and have discussions about leadership and thriving. So it's really a program that's built on not only teaching you how to stand up your business and how to scale that business, but also how to be a leader and all those soft skills you need to be successful.
Talk a little bit about the curriculum, if you could. What, besides those kind of skills, what else does the curriculum include for this program?
Well, it just sort of walks you through your journey. So it's business planning, it's customer discovery. We have a lot of programs that really teach you how to think like an entrepreneur. Like we added a new executive presence program this year. But we also have a lot of technical things like setting up your LLC, how to get funding, how different sources of funding, marketing, product development. So we have all of that sort of curriculum training, but we also have a very specific mentoring program as well. So people work with a mentor through their customer discovery process. And so the mentors and the entrepreneurs set up what their customer discovery would be. And then the mentors work with them. And very important, there are people along the way. So if you pivot or fail, which we encourage and we love when that happens, because that means you're really doing the deep exploration, there are people there and discussions to be had based on what the entrepreneur wants to do and how they want to proceed.
So, oh, go ahead, Matt.
No, after you, sir.
So what other programs do you guys offer at the Entrepreneurship Center?
Well, we have two other programs. We have, well, four other. I'll mention three other things. We have our Make It Real, and Make It Real is a hybrid program. So if you're someone who just wants to know what is an entrepreneur, what's all this entrepreneurial stuff about, or you come in and you say, oh, I have 4 ideas, which one should I do? Make It Real is the program for you. And we have in-person events. Of course, we have coaching for that program, but that is really just giving you an overview of entrepreneurship. And that is launched 3 times a year, coinciding with sort of semesters, fall, winter, and spring, summer. And then we have our Solve It program, which is really gaining traction. That's a program exclusively for WCC students. And we work with people in the community, and those community members come up with a problem or a challenge. And then the students work in teams. They can either have a team or we put them into teams to solve that challenge over 1 week's time. And so we've been really fortunate to have executives and people from the community work with us. We have a lot of people from Google who volunteer their time. Last year, we did an MVP program where every team chose an MVP, and those students are coming back now. Some of them have transferred or gone on, graduated, but a lot of them are going to come back as team leaders. And so the teams compete for cash prizes. And we have the career readiness people come in and talk about how they can apply these skills to their LinkedIn profile, their resume. And then we also have the admissions people who come in and talk to them about how you can apply these skills that they're doing to their transfer application. And so Solve It is really to fill that gap. So if you're an employer, I come from corporate, so I had a huge team, I hired a bunch of people, and it was always a question of when you hire someone right out of college, what are you getting? You know, what are their skills? And there's this known gap between chief academic officers in the country and employers, where chief academic officers always say, we're, teaching our students to be employed, and the employers are like, there's a gap. And the solution to that has always been workers need entrepreneurial skills. So Solve It is really that answer. So when our students go in to interview, they can tell stories of their success. So instead of saying, I got an A in calculus, they can say, yeah, I participated in Solve It. I did this challenge, and this is what I did. And then lastly, we have our pitch competition, and our pitch competition is in May. We have a number of different categories: skilled trades, manufacturing, student. We have social impact. So last year we had 7 categories of businesses or people that pitched, and that's just really an incredible community event.
All right, so I understand, speaking of telling stories, that you have some examples of success from
Oh my
Startup
gosh.
Incubator participants. Talk about them a little bit, if you would.
Yeah, well, we're really, really pleased. We have a group in our first cohort that had food businesses, and we're really, really pleased to partner with Ann Arbor Spark in their Tech Week coming up next week. And they have a sort of a food court experience, and all of their vendors will be from the WCC program. And so we have Ruby's Corned Beef Queen, who's going to be the food truck there. She launched in March and she is rocking and rolling. She's at all the Eastern Michigan University football games, and you see her around town. And we worked with her to really launch her business, but even to get funding. And so we worked with her on her business plan, and we're continuing to work with her as her marketing and as her business develops. We also have Marupo Tarts, which is an incredible participant in our pitch contest last year. And the tarts there are, the entrepreneur is from Singapore, Hong Kong, and also Paris. And he has these incredible egg tarts, which are just delicious. He will be there. And then we'll have Blue Siam, which does Nam is one of our entrepreneurs. She was, I can't remember if she was trained by either Nobu or the chef at Morimoto, but impeccable training as a sushi chef and as a chef of Asian food. So those three people will be there, and they will be joined by Lawanda Hollister, who is a returning citizen, and her business is Chow Hall. And that food is food that she created when she was incarcerated from the commissary, and it has a whole package with it, and it tells a story. And it's really interesting to hear these entrepreneurs' stories as well. So we hope people will come out and enjoy the food, but more importantly, meet and support the entrepreneurs as well.